What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm be doing today is going to be a boneless ribeye roast. We're going to be cooking this on the Weber Kettle Grill. One thing I want to take a look at during this video is this Inkbird wireless barbecue thermometer that was sent to me complimentary by Inkbird. Told them I was pretty hard on barbecue thermometers. They told me it was something that I must try and probably would like, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this a little bit later in the video. Haven't really got into this box yet, but we'll get into this while the meat is hanging out in the refrigerator. Anyway, as far as the seasoning goes on this roast, we're going to go pretty simple on it. I'm going to hit it with a little oil. The oil I'm going to be using is just some grapeseed oil that I need to go through. And we're going to just kind of coat all sides rather generously, I must say. As far as that barbecue thermometer goes, it's supposed to be wireless. They told me it's supposed to be simple, because the one thing I don't like about a lot of these barbecue thermometers is they tend to be a little bit more complicated than what I'd like. Anyway, as far as the seasoning goes, the seasoning I'm using is a seasoning called Rebel Rub from All American. This was just something that I bought at Walmart. Let's just roll with that for today. And I'm going kind of liberal on it, but not super heavy on it. This is a kind of a thicker roast that should be able to handle it. And actually, let's take a look at this rub. It's basically a garlic pepper rub. Has a few other seasonings in it that bring out a little bit of that red color. So I think there's a little bit of cayenne pepper, paprika, things like that in there. It was pretty inexpensive, which is why I chose it, because you know how I roll. I'm all about that budget, baby. Alright guys, we got this thing rubbed down. What I'm going to do is let this hang out in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes to an hour. In the meantime, I'm going to get to figuring out this Inkbird thermometer and kind of tell you what I think my initial impressions are, then we'll get it on the grill. So while that meat's resting, I had a chance to kind of get into this meat thermometer, had a chance to power it up. I thought this thing ran off of batteries, but this thing actually runs off of a USB port, so you can almost charge this just like a regular cell phone, so I like that. One thing I also noticed that was in the instructions is this is magnetic, so I'm not sure that this is going to help me out on the grill, but if you're cooking indoors, you could just slap this on your oven and it would stick. So I like that. I also had a chance to pair it to my phone. And one thing I like about this thing so far is that it's a very simple, it's very simple. And that's the one thing I don't like about a lot of these meat thermometers is they're overcomplicated. So I'm gonna bring you guys in just so you can take a look and see exactly how simple this thing is. So the first thing you're gonna notice when you look at this is there's just one device. There's not two, there's not a stand, anything to sit on. So I like that. Second thing is you have 4 probes. I just have 2 out here right now. And these probes are about 3 feet long, so that's good. That gives you some good distance right there. Now, as far as how they operate, I'm gonna go ahead and put in 2 of these probes right now. So let's just go ahead and put those in. And we're gonna go ahead and turn the unit on. And it should start reading the probes right there. Now, I have this paired up with my phone in the meantime. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of, let me scoot this over, maybe you can see it. We're gonna go to our barbecue. We're just gonna go to the application, hit that. And it's gonna search for this meat thermometer. Okay, so the first thing it does is it's going to tell me what the temperature is on number 1 and number 2. Outside of that, I mean, this is extremely simple. You could just cook on this as it is, and it will just tell you what temperature you're at, and that's really all that I need. I don't need much more than that. But if you do want to get more complicated than that, you can go probe by probe and hit that. Then it gives you different settings for beef, veal, lamb, pork, chicken, all that. you know what, we're not going to worry about that. What we're going to do is we're going to hit this top button and we're going to hit our highest setting. And I'm going to be cooking this roast, and I'm going to cook it to, I'm going to go to 120 degrees, and that's going to set that right there. Check, boom. So that's going to be probe 1. Then we're going to come back to our next probe. We're going to set that one, and this is going to be the one that I'm going to have set on the grill. So we're going to, sorry, this one is desired temperature. Hit that. And this, I'm going to say I don't want my temperature pit to be higher than 250 degrees. And obviously this is a lot harder for me to do fumbling on camera, but very simple. Alright, so I'm going to have that set at 250 degrees. Boom. So at this point, it's going to alert me if the temperature goes over 250 for the grill probe, and it's going to alert me if it goes over 120, whatever it was that I set on that meat probe. So as far as I can see, this is about as easy as it comes. I'm going to get my grill set up, ready to go, and we'll take it from there. All right, let's go ahead and get this roast on the grill. I'm going to go ahead and put one probe in the meat, and I'm going to put one on the grill. So this one's going to go on the meat. I'm just going to set one right here for the grill. And when we get to about 120 degrees internal temperature, we will go ahead and take that off. We are about 20 minutes into this. Looks like the grill has settled down to about 235 degrees. I have my bottom vent kind of choked down a little bit, open about a quarter of the way. Top vent's open completely. I have the vents over the meat, so any smoke is going to come over that meat before it exits. I'm not rolling with any wood on this cook right now. We're going to keep this real simple. Alright guys, so we're about an hour in. Just wanted to bring you guys in so you could take a look and see what we're looking like as far as this application goes. I'm at 95 degrees on the meat, about 248 degrees for my pit temperature, and I'm assuming this is probably going to take about another 35-40 minutes for us to get to the temperature I'm looking for to pull it off. Anyway, this thing is working great. I'm really digging this. See you back in a while. Here's what we're looking like right now. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'm at 113 degrees, and then my grate temperature is at 59 degrees, just because I have the I've had the lid off. I let these coals get as hot as I needed to. If I really wanted to sear this off, I'd add more charcoal to it, but I'm just trying to get just a little bit of a crust on it. So let's go ahead and put this directly over the coals. I'm going to try to make sure I get all these sides, but like I said, I've left that meat thermometer in, or that meat probe in, just to make sure that we don't creep up too high on that temperature. And now it looks like we're coming up to about 121 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and pull this meat probe out. And we're just going to sear this one side, and once I'm done with this side, we should be good to go to take it inside and let it rest. Now that we've had a chance to let this rest, let's cut into this and see what's up. I left my meat slicing knife at work again, so we're just going to go ahead and hit it with the regular 8-inch chef knife. And it looks like we are looking absolutely magnificent on this. We hit that medium rare I was looking for. You know what, one thing I do have to say about this, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take a picture of this so you can see what I'm looking at, but this thing right here, I'm going to tell you what, this Inkbird, let me show you the box, in case you see it around. Link is going to be in the description below. I'm telling you, if you see something like this, I am hard on meat thermometers. I'm going to tell you that right now. I have like at least 3 of them that I don't use because there's something I don't like about it. This thing right here, no batteries, magnetic, and it can be as simple as you want. Just read out the temperature that's going on, whether it's just on the front of this or on your phone, or you can get into like some of the Hippie adjustments and, you know, picking a particular meat and then the doneness. But I'm telling you, this right here is a great temperature thermometer. I'm gonna leave link description below. Anyway, let's get into this meat and see what we think about this. Let me cut off a little thin piece here. And this is perfectly medium rare. Excellent. You know, if I wasn't planning on having this with some seafood tonight, I might chill this out. Well, it's not that big, but had I not cut into it, I might have chilled that out, sliced it with my meat slicer, made some cold cuts out of it. Anyway, give it a try. Thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.